All right, so on this final part, we've got one more thing to go, which is expressing an angle in the first quadrant. Now, the book has some major identities that can go with this, but they're kind of really hard to understand and memorize. And so what I'd rather us do is go through the reasoning of these angles to figure out them in the first quadrant, as opposed to memorizing formulas that may or may not make sense to us. So the first thing, as usual, is we want to go ahead and find the angle in the first revolution, and we want to find the reference angle. So if we take a look at 600, if I subtract 360, that should be enough to get me into the first revolution. So on my calculator, I'm going to type in 600 minus 360. I don't know if you can see that. There, that's better. And if I press equals, so that means I'm really looking at the sine of 240 degrees. So now we need to stop and think, what quadrant is that in? So just a reminder, we said this was 0 degrees, making this 90. This is 180. This is 270. And this is back to 360. So I hope you notice that 240 lies between 180 and 270. So that would be right about here. So the next thing we want to do is figure out what would be this angle, this reference angle. So that gets us our angle in the first quadrant. So looking at this whole angle is 240. And so if I do 180 plus alpha, I get 240 degrees. So 90 plus 90 plus alpha gives us the 240. So if I subtract 180 from both sides, that means that my reference angle is 60 degrees. So that means that if I draw a similar triangle in quadrant 1 with an angle of 60 degrees, then I'm going to have the right ratio. I just don't know if I have the right SIGN, meaning the sign, positive or negative. So this is going to have the same absolute value as the sine of 60 degrees. And then I need to consider, what would sine be in the third quadrant? So if all students take calculus, this is saying tangent is the only function that's positive in quadrant 3. And so that means that the sine of theta is negative. So for this to be exactly the same as the sine of 600, I would have to make this negative sine of 60 degrees. So let's see if that works. Just double checking that I'm in degrees. So if I do the sine of 600 degrees, do you see that we get negative 0.866? So I believe that's negative root 3 over 2. And now let me try the opposite of the sine of 60 degrees. And do you see that we get the same answer, negative 0.866? So I have found an equivalent expression of sine, but it's in the first quadrant instead of more outside of one revolution. Okay, so if you can take a moment to pause the video and give this one a try. Put it in the first revolution, find your reference angle, and then figure out your sine. So if I subtract 360 from this, that's not going to be enough to put me in the first revolution. So if I subtract 360 times 2, that's going to work. So if I do 892 minus 360 times 2, I'm going to get 172 degrees. So this is equivalent to the cosine of 172 degrees, because those two angles are coterminal. So again, we need to figure out, what quadrant does this lie in? So if this is 0 and this is 90 and this is 180, I can pause here. 172 would be in this quadrant. So it would be right about here, and I can make a triangle with the x-axis. And I need to look for this alpha value, this reference angle, right? So you'll notice this angle here is 172 degrees. So looking at that, if I take 172 and add alpha to it, that's going to give me a total of 180. So 172 plus alpha gives me 180. So if I subtract 172 from both sides, I get alpha is equal to 8 degrees. So that means this is equivalent to cosine of 8 degrees in terms of the absolute value. So the fraction will have the same numbers. I just don't know, is cosine positive or negative at 892 degrees, meaning also at 172. So again, if all students take calculus, do you see that sine is the only function that is positive in quadrant 2, and so cosine of theta is negative. So that means this would have to be negative cosine of 8 degrees for it to be the same value. So if I do this triangle with 8 degrees here, then if I take the opposite of that cosine, I will get the same answer. So if we look here, cosine of 892 gives me negative 0.99. And then if I do the cosine of 8 degrees, I get positive 0.99. So if I take the opposite of that answer, I get negative 0.99. So that's why the negative in front is really important. All right, so looking at the next one, this one is actually, sorry, I thought it was going to be in radians and it's not. So it's in degrees. So go ahead and pause and see what you can do with cosecant of 495. So recognize cosecant of 495 is really the reciprocal of the sine of 495. So if I can figure out the sine of 495 with an angle in the first quadrant, then I can just take the reciprocal of it and I've got the cosecant, okay? So if I look at 495, if I subtract 360, then I get 495 minus 360 is 135 degrees. So I'm going to consider sine of 135 degrees. I'll come back to the cosecant in just a minute. So hopefully you recognize that's right in the middle of 90 and 180. So that's going to be in quadrant 2. And if this angle is 135 degrees, then my alpha is going to be right here. So my reference angle, 135 plus my reference angle gives me 180 degrees. And if I subtract 135 from both sides, we get alpha is equal to 45 degrees. So some of you may have already had that memorized. So this is equivalent to the sine of 45 degrees in terms of the length of the sides, but I don't know if sine is positive or negative in quadrant 2. So if all students take calculus, sine is positive in quadrant 2, so that is going to remain positive sine of 45. So up here, that means sine of 495 is equivalent to the positive of sine of 45 degrees. And so flipping it back up, that means that this is the cosecant of 45 degrees, and it remains positive. So with that, see what you can do with D. Now you can work with this in radians or you can change it into degrees. That's totally up to you. So if I change this into degrees, we're going to take 23 pi over 3. And I want to divide out the radians and divide in the degrees. So the pi's cancel. And if we do 23 times 180, and then divide that by 3, we get 1,380 degrees. So again, you can work this in radians, but I'm going to go ahead and change it to degrees. So this is the same as the sine of 1,380 degrees. Those are equivalent angle measures. Now, if I subtract 360 from this, that's not going to be enough. And I don't even think if I double that, if that's going to be enough. So let's take a look. If I subtract 360 times 2, I'm still outside of 1 revolution. So I think I'm going to have to multiply it by 3 to get inside 1 revolution. So 1380 minus 360 times 3 gives me 300 degrees. That is a single revolution. So this is equivalent to the sine of 300 degrees. Those are coterminal angle measures. So 300 degrees is between 270 and 360. So that's going to be in quadrant 4. So we're going to make a triangle with the x-axis. And we need to look for this reference angle. So we're saying this angle is 300 degrees. So if I go just a little more, that alpha distance is going to get me all the way to 360. So 300 plus alpha gives me 360. So if I subtract 300 from both sides, we get alpha is equal to 60, right? So that means that this is going to have the same fraction as the sine of 60 degrees. I just need to check, would it be positive or would it be negative? So here, if all students take calculus, we'll notice that cosine is the only positive function in the 4th quadrant. So that means that the sine of theta is negative in the 4th quadrant. So we would need this to be negative in order for it to be exactly the same as my original function. Now notice we started in radians. So I would never answer a question that started in radians with degrees in my final answer. So I'm going to switch it back and say 60 degrees times, and then we're going to divide out the degrees and bring in the radians. So here the degrees cancel. And so remember, we're going to use our fraction button on this one. So we're going to say 60 fraction button 180 equals, and that's 1/3. So that's 1 pi over 3 or just pi over 3. So coming over here, this is negative sine of pi over 3.